could not take the pain. It felt like seriously like a knife was just going like back, like just like sitting there, like poking my stomach, and I could feel it, and I was like putting pressure on it to take it away. So, mind you, I never used to eat good. I used to live off of fast food, literally. Like morning McDonald's, lunch would be Del Taco, dinner would be McDonald's again. Next day, every day was fast food. Yeah, every day. And my mom was like, you need to change your damn eating habits. You know, you look healthy on the outside, but you need to, you know, in the inside, you're going to realize da-da-da-da. And I'm like, whatever, Mom, I'm fine. You know, always. Mom's know best, too. It's so true. So this pain was just brutal. I get out of the car, drop my daughter off. I'm like, Shannon, my sister. I'm like, here's, you know, my daughter. Da-da-da. Here's the presents. I got to go to work. Okay, bye. She looks at me. She's like, you don't look right. And I'm like, why? And I look in the mirror. I'm like so white. I look sickly. And I'm like, where did this come from? And I was like, I had this horrible pain in the right side of my stomach. I don't know what's going on. She's like, I'm sorry, you do not look right. So I went to work. I'm walking through the basement to go into the locker room to change into my uniform. And my boss sees me. He's like, ooh. He's like, Amber. He's like, what is wrong? I'm like, why does everybody keep asking me that? And he's like, why are you holding your stomach and your fist in your stomach? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I think I don't know what it is. I just don't feel right. So I end up leaving work that night. I go to my little girl's dad's house because I was nervous to spend the night. You know what I mean? I told him because he's like my best friend. I'm like, I don't know. He's like, Amber, I'm sorry, we need to go to the hospital. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Maybe I'm constipated. So he goes and gets an enema, gives me an enema. It doesn't work. And I'm like, my mom's like, you start your period? I'm like, no, Mom. She's like, honey, that sounds like your gallbladder. I'm like, no. So sure enough, 4 a.m, I wake up and I'm screaming in my sleep. I'm like screaming. He's like, get up, we're going to the hospital now. I was as white as like a ghost, like as white as this tablecloth. I had these dark circles with my eyes. I go there, they're like trying to get, they wheel me in with the wheelchair. They're trying to get information. They're like, what's your insurance? I'm like, I can't take it anymore. I'm like, I'm going to die. I feel like I'm going to die. I go in there. They put me on an IV. They start testing blood work, everything. I was there for 6 days, okay, from ultrasounds, biopsies, tests, CAT scans. I did 2 colonoscopies. They did, tests that I never even knew existed on me. And they found nothing. Everything, my gallbladder, my pancreas, my stomach, my uterus, my colon, all they found was a slight colitis, which is inflammation of the colon, but that would not have caused what was wrong with me. They tested every appendix, cervix, uterus, everything. And multiple tests per every organ in my stomach. And nothing, my file was so thick. I was there for 6 days. That's a long time to be in the hospital, and they never found anything. And I left there like disgusted, like, oh my God, this pain's going to come on again. And I told the doctor, he's like, all I can recommend is you start eating right, you stop drinking soda, and you start drinking more water. End of story. He's like, that's all the advice I can give you. And sure enough, from March 9th till I came here, I haven't and I won't eat any fast food, don't drink any soda. If anything, I'll drink white soda, and I'll treat myself like once a week. I hold back on the chocolate. I don't eat spicy foods. Like, I really watch what I eat now. You know what I mean? If I have a cookie, that's fine, but I have one. I don't need to have 5. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like those were my 3 horrible habits. And then all in the last 2 years, God, all in my mind, and I made myself get off. And yeah, I went through withdrawals where I was like, oh my God, I want to get it. But for like, I was my own best friend, and I worked it out and made myself stay in my room for like 2 days to not allow myself to go out and associate with that. And I got off drugs, and I stopped speeding, and I don't drive fast anymore, and I'm safe now, and I don't run late, and I eat healthy now, finally. So like, those are like, I told Kayla that story, we were talking, and she's like, wow. You know what I mean? That's why, like, this was my first year applying for Big Brother, you know what I mean? And the fact that I got on, I really think like it was like God's way of kind of repaying me. Even if I don't make it to the end, like, yeah, obviously we all want to, but if I don't, like, it's fine. It's experience. And through these last 2 years, like, I've learned so much. And that brings me back to my whole personality, how I'm so upbeat and positive. Like, because I've experienced all that, I appreciate things now. And like, I know what it's like to go without. And I know, I look at things from a totally different perspective. Like, I used to not be positive. I used to not laugh about things. I used to not really be courteous to other people's needs. And with all those experiences, I realized, like, this is the person I want to be. And that's why, like, in this game and stuff, like, when I came here, like, I'm so happy with me. You know what I mean? I'm not insecure. I'm not miserable. I'm not unhappy. I'm just, for once in my life, I can honestly honestly say God fixed for me. I mean, who stays in the hospital for 6 days and we don't know. You know what I mean? So.
Zach?
Wow, those are
Please go to the doctor.
pretty amazing stories.
Aren't they? I know.
And it's just like ironic how like,
Yeah.
those are things like you were told or, that were kind of like in the back of your mind that you just thought wouldn't happen and happened and changed.
It's so true. I never thought I'd get off
Amazing.
drugs. I was so, Mike, you have no idea. It was bad. It was so bad. And like, I didn't work for like 2 months out of that period of time. Like from I went to one job to another because I had gotten fired. Me and my mom worked at a job and we got fired on the same day. And like,
At the same place?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we were both cigarette girls and we both got fired on the same day because the lady needed to hire 2 of her friends that were moving in town.
Oh, wow.
And they needed jobs and just kind of like, when you know somebody, well, they knew her and she is somebody, but she had nowhere to put them to help them out. So she'd choose 2 people to get rid of, and how easier and more to choose someone that's, family
Right.
than singling out you and you. So we got fired on the same day and that's when I got that new job and I was backed up from being off work for 2 months. That's when I got that new job, and that's when I met that girl, my old friend, and that's when it's just like, oh my God, I'm so behind right now. Like, let me do something to help me. So I did. I mean, it was so bad. Like, I would be at work, I would carry the pipe that I used to smoke out of and my stuff around with me inside my jacket pocket of my outfit. I used to be a cigarette girl. Yeah. And like, it makes me sick because I can't, it's so sad. The casino I worked at the time, I can't even go into it. I can't even go in the parking garage of it because every spot in that parking garage reminds me of where I sat there and got high.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, it was bad. My mom went and talked to me. My grandma still doesn't like me till this day.
Really?
Yeah, because I did drugs and